Happy Monday, everyone. Good evening. This is Miss JD. It's November 2nd, 2020, and welcome to our daily stock market insights. I hope you had a safe Sunday and Monday this week. I know we had a very strong typhoon that passed by the Philippines yesterday, and I hope everyone's doing fine, doing okay. You're all safe. In the meantime, uh, we need to roll our sleeves because tomorrow is again another market day for us. And let us see the impact of the strong typhoon to some of our stocks. And let's also see the possible effect of the US election to the Philippine stock market as well. But definitely, this discussion here evolves in the technical analysis. So I know some of these news and some fundamentals will also influence the market movement, but let us see how it is going to pan out tomorrow. Primarily, I see the mining industry being the most affected industry, given that there was a big typhoon that happened yesterday. What else? I can think of any other industry, but definitely the mining industry is going to somehow uh, experience that. But let's again check out their uh, chart and see how it is going to pan out tomorrow. Okay, so if this is the first time, by the way, you're watching our video, I'm Miss JD. I do technical analysis for the stocks in the Philippine market. I check the most trending ones. At the same time, I also check out the ones that you guys have been requesting. So if this is your first time to watch our video, I'm inviting you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos. And go ahead, drop a comment if you'd like your stocks to also be reviewed. And for now, well, they have a new look. So let us first go ahead and check out our index. Where are we at right now in terms of our index? Okay, so I think this is a bounce for our index right over here, and we just do not know if this will continue to move higher, as we all know that there was indeed a disaster that passed by the country last weekend. So I will not expect too much in the next movement here. So I'm just expecting the more conservative approach here, which is probably sideways for now. Those people who may have gained here, there was a 1.19% increase. So there's a big possibility that it will revisit our 6,200 level. So, or it could also mean a bounce. But either way, let's just be conservative and use the 6,223 level as our support area. In the meantime, let us go ahead and check out our stocks. Let's check out all stocks and the highly traded ones. So let's first talk about Dito. Dito is currently sitting here at the resistance area. So it touched the 7 peso level last Friday. There was a gap up, but immediately it filled that gap. As you can see, it started at 7, and then the sentiment really mostly happened below that, right, to fill the gap. So I'm not sure what was the effect of the typhoon. I hope their towers were not affected. There was a heavy one in the Catanduanes, Bicol area, and I've seen a lot of videos around it. I mean, on the effect of the typhoon. So I don't know if the towers have been also affected. If not, then we should be good. Um, Let us first see if this will dip because we're in a resistance. However, if it breaks the 7 peso area, it starts much higher than that, then definitely we now have a brand new wave again. If it goes higher than 7, we might even reach up to this part at the 8 peso level. And of course, some profit taking that will happen and then continue to move higher. So that's our indicator or our condition. However, now if it is going to go down, it will just revisit around the 648 level and probably stabilize there. If this stock is really going to be bullish, it will just consolidate within this range and it will continue to move higher. So 648 is the nearest support. Your resistance is at 7, but if it goes higher than 7, then you have a possible breakout play right there. Converge. Okay, Converge is attempting to revisit this area over here. We might trigger some more decline. I think this is already a key support level. 1392, that's the nearest one. Okay, but still the data is not that much yet. So I think it will just find its area of stabilization. So I'm thinking 1392 will be the key level. So if you are interested in getting in the stock, I suggest wait for a few days because I see that there is a possibility that it will go back to the 1392 area before it takes off again. What is scary in this situation is that if this is already the bounce that we are anticipating, this one over here has created a lower high. So it has to respect this. Otherwise, if that gets broken, you might encounter a lower low, which is, of course, um, a perfect example of, a declining stock. What's wrong with our mouse? So it has to first respect this, otherwise it will go down further. Probably drop up to 1321, but we'll see. In the meantime, if you're just asking about what's going to happen tomorrow, then chances are it will go back to the 1392. BDO, BDO, there's a slight overshoot that happened over here, and it also dropped to the 88.35. So I'm thinking that could already be our support. This could already mean our support. So let us see if it will go back to the 87.98 before it takes off. Yeah, that area. 87.85 would be the nearest support. Let us see if it will go further downwards before it goes up again. Overall, still, look at that. This is the opportunity for those people who may have not entered yet, but I have a feeling that this is just the retest that happened, and then most likely it will go back. 87, 85 would be a great area to re-enter. Or if you have not entered yet, that's a much better price to enter at. That's a discounted level. Okay, so look at that, still at a very, very cheap level for our BDO. JFC is currently in a profit-taking area. So if it is going to go down some more, I just have a feeling this is just going to stabilize at the current level that we have at this point. Probably the lowest it could drop would be 166, but overall I see it recovering because we all know that this has been on a bullish movement since the 8th of October, and then people are just taking profit. Come to think of it, guys, this has already increased by 28.9%. So for the big investors or the traders that we have in the market, they're just taking their profit. 166 would be a good area to closely monitor at this point for a possible support. BPI, we had a confirmed bounce for BPI. So this is already a bounce for BPI. If you want to consider entering, I think we are still at a very healthy level. Look at that. The price has dropped significantly and we're just starting to climb up again. 71.97 is our support. And there is also a scheduled dividend release on the 26th. So if you are interested in getting in, you have to take note of our X date. Oh, X date is done, October 30th. That means for those people who have entered prior to October 30th and probably got out on the 30th, then you are still included. But for those people who have entered on the 30th, then you are no longer included. Pure Gold. Pure Gold, we did a double bottom over here. So this is something that we need to closely monitor, okay? While it's nice that we did a double bottom, we have to first check because in some occasions, your support could also be broken. So this is your first drop, and then this is your second drop. And what happens on your RSI, it's much higher than the previous point. So that means while the price revisited the same level and your RSI is much higher, that means momentum is starting to pick up and chances are you will have a bounce. Now, you have to be very careful and conservative in looking at this situation because, again, sometimes a support can also be broken. So, by tomorrow, probably you can wait for an end of day transaction. Check first if most of the sentiment is showing us a bounce, then that's the time you enter. But if we still have some more declines, then chances are you might consider the next possible support at that point, which is around 39.59, around this area, 39.68. Okay. Ali also had a good bounce. I feel that this is already a bounce for Ali. This was the support previously, 31.78. So anywhere between that key level to 33 is already a good area to start accumulating for this stock. Where our RSI is already higher than 50, so I think that's a good area to look at. 31.78 is the nearest support, just in case fluctuations happen within the day and you get to haggle for a few cents, then that's a good catch. Next, PXP. PXP. Okay. You know, this could be a good breakout. Yeah, we might see some more continuous uptrend for this stock. Let me see. There was foreign buying that happened. So just in case 1165 will be revisited, ideally we want to see a whole entire candlestick landing higher than 1165. That's what we want to see in an ideal picture, because right now it's only half of the body of this candlestick protruding or much higher than the resistance area. So probably need to check first tomorrow. We might have a profit taking, we don't know. That could be a false breakout if that's the situation. Okay, otherwise, wait for it. Maybe you'll have something like this. Okay, it will revisit and create a support at the previous resistance. We had a good volume over here, so I'm banking on that. TEL also looks like it is stabilizing at the MA20 line. This could be its new support, right? Yeah, we're moving higher than the MA20 level, and then 2 days straight, it's just landing almost at the same area. So we might see either a consolidation, moving sideways, or it will continue to bounce higher. That's our outlook. Definitely, that's the nearest support. This one too is attempting to give us a bounce play. There's a slight overshoot lower than the MA20 line, but it quickly recovered last Friday with a green candlestick. So I'm thinking it will just stabilize first between 135 to 137 would be a good area to try out, and probably add some more volume right there, and let's see. Okay, so far it's still mid-range. So this one has already started climbing up since April, while the rest is on a decline. This stock has manifested some bullish movements, and right now it's just somehow giving us some profit-taking moves at this point. But given that it landed at the MA20 and we had a green last Friday, then I think it will give us some more movements to the upside. SM also gave us some bounce right here. You had a wick that happened here. So with a rejection at the 931, this stock gave us a bounce right here. So I'm thinking that is a support level that we can look at. So let's see if it will just stabilize first or it will continue to move higher. So depending on your objective, if you find this area as a promising area of bounce, which is, for me, it is an area of bounce at this point, then you can give it a try. But in terms of the immediate profit taking level, I see a 997. So if you are able to enter at the 931, that should be a good, what, just a 7%. At least if you enter, let's say, around 950, that's 2% from our support area. So if your threshold is 5%, then your 5 or 6%, your stop loss level would be around 895. Make sure you give. So let's say this is the next possible support. You can plug in or enter it slightly lower than the support. That way you don't get easily kicked out. AC. What is AC? AC, I think this is a solid bounce for AC. Very uh, dominant green candlestick right here. So I am thinking, so this is your support, right? For 2 straight days, that area has been respected. Also, this used to be a resistance right here. Resistance and support right here. So I think this is a valid support. Now, if same rule, if at any time the market gives you a chance, probably a fluctuation lower than 763, that's a good haggle. But if you want to really stick to a very strict rule, by entering only at a support area, our support is 740.71. That's what we're looking at. MBT. Okay, be careful with MBT. Look at this. This has climbed so much already with just 1 to 2 days of red. One thing you need to observe, um, it doesn't just apply in the Philippine market, but everywhere. Normally, when a stock goes up or goes down, it comes in twos or threes. It moves in twos or threes. So look at this, a green candlestick. For this one, it moved 5 days straight. But when it declines, then it declines 2 days or 3 days. See that, 2 days. In some occasions, you'll have a in between, but normally comes in twos or threes. So look at this. For this stock, I'm having a 50-50 outlook here because look at this one. This is your MA20 line. It tried to break that, but it managed to push the price higher and landed exactly at your MA20 line. So what is this? So if it'll continue to break your MA20 level, then the next thing we need to plot would be the nearest next possible support, right? probably around this area, around the 39 level. Or this could also mean that we are bouncing because there was a long wick right here. So two things, okay? So I'm just plotting it there. Reason for plotting it there is because I see MA20 there at the moment, and I see this long wick, which is a sign that we've bounced already, okay? Two reasons why I'm plotting it there. There's also a support right here, so that's also a confirmation. So again, 40.64 is the nearest support at the moment because that's where the price is sitting at. And if it continues to fail, next support is 38.91. SMPH, this is already the second day. It has bounced. So just in case the market gives us a chance around 32.10, that's a good one. That's a good entry level. 32. Okay. So let's give that threshold because we really do not know. There could be a possible impact to the performance by tomorrow, considering that there was a typhoon, right? So if the market drops and affects our SMPH right over here, 32 is already a good area to buy again. C is currently at the resistance area. So this is already a sign of rejection that you have right here. Pretty similar to how your Dito is looking, or is how Dito is setting up at the moment. It did a gap up and then it just filled that gap on the same day, and we're also very near our resistance. So I will not be surprised if maybe our MA20 line will be revisited, but we'll see because there are so many promising news ahead. Over the weekend, I've been reading some threads and news whereby Dito is, I think they're on track with their deliverables with regards to the construction of the towers, and they're planning to construct some more because Dennis Oy is not settling with the third spot. He wants to be number one. Let us see if that will happen very quickly. Okay, so C and Dito almost similarly looking chart over here. RLC, we revisited our MA20 line. So currently, I'd say we are situated at the support area, 15 peso level. So while it's true that that is a support, you really have to wait for confirmation. See a green candlestick coming out at this 15 peso area first for us to safely say that, okay, that indeed is a bounce, right? So next resistance, if you're going to ask me, that would be 16.13 level. And if we're going to measure that, that would be a 7.84%. So it's up to you if you are a trader or an investor. So that will determine your profit taking level. Okay, for ICT, this has already climbed so much, right? But one thing that I don't like with how we are forming this chart is that we crossed the MA20 line. We're now moving lower than the MA20 level. Therefore, your MA20 can act as your resistance. Look at this. So it has to first break and cross the MA20 line once more before we can say that this is indeed a bullish, still on its bullish run. And it can happen, it can happen given that we had this scenario in the past. It didn't overshoot downwards and it just stuck to that key level and then started to cross again. But it took them what? Almost a month though, right? Almost a month of moving sideways before it did a good acceleration in the price. Okay, so I think that is our first part. I have reviewed. Wow, that was a good count there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There you go. So these are the stocks from top to bottom. We just simply filtered the number of trades, the highly traded stocks, and we worked our way downwards. So if you have some stocks not yet reviewed as of this time, I go ahead and drop a comment so I can probably record another one so that we are all prepared by tomorrow. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope you click the like, hit the subscribe, and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos. Thank you, and bye bye for now.